And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in a circle here.
Good morning, Brandeis Marin community. Boker Tov to students, parents, teachers, and friends and family of Mrs. Greenblatt. It's so good to welcome you to our first Brandeis Marin Tefillah of 2021. As happy as I am to see you today, and I am certainly happy, I'm also a little sad. Today we, as a community, say goodbye to our very own Angeline Greenblatt. Mrs. Greenblatt has been a teacher at Brandeis Marin for the past 12 years, and before that at the JCC preschool for 14 years. And now Mrs. Greenblatt is going to retire to spend time with her family, particularly her beautiful new granddaughter, Fiona. I often ponder about the word lucky. I even looked it up in that big dictionary that you may have remembered from our library, and found so many definitions and synonyms. Among them are fortunate, happy, full, ample, and my favorite meaning, meeting with a success that is unforeseen. So if you were lucky, that is, meeting with success that was unforeseen, to have had Mrs. Greenblatt in first grade, or to have known her on the playground, or to have been a middle school science buddy with her class, or attended any number of tefillot over the past many years, you would probably remember mindfulness exercises and the many ways of calming that you learned to breathe in and breathe out. You might recall the verses of the name game when Mrs. Greenblatt played on her guitar and helped you rhyme your name to the beat of the song. Angeline, Angeline, she loves jelly beans, and so on. And you may even still have your 100th day project and your student in the spotlight prototype hanging proudly in your room. You were certainly lucky indeed. And I too have been very lucky. You see, Mrs. Greenblatt has been a part of my village for almost 30 years. When my son David began the Olive class at the JCC preschool, his best friend was Rachel Greenblatt, whom you know as Mrs. Duffy. Do you remember your best friend? When you were that little, you not only were friends with your pal, if you were lucky, you got to be friends with her mom, who cooked some of your favorite foods, lumpia, famous white rice, delicious challah. She provided a fun place to play and laugh, and she always, always made you feel welcomed and comfortable. For that is what Mrs. Greenblatt has done for so many of us at Brandeis Marin for more than a decade. Cooked excellent food, provided a fun place to play and laugh, and always, always made us feel welcomed and comfortable. So Angeline Greenblatt, my friend and treasured colleague, this tefillah is for you, from us, your village, in gratitude, deepest appreciation, and with tons of love. And this morning, we are all lucky, really lucky, because Mrs. Greenblatt will be now leading us in a mindful moment.
Hi. So this is sad because this is the last mindfulness moment that I will be leading the Brandeis community with. But I hope that the practice that we've developed at Brandeis will carry on and you will be able to use it whenever you need to. So could you please help me by grounding your bodies, sitting in your chairs, straightening your backs. If you're on a chair or on a couch, try to get your feet on the ground. Remember that mindfulness helps to center us, ground us, helps us to get to that space of peace and clarity. We do body scans to check in. We breathe deeply to bring in the good air and good feelings and thoughts. and expel the stale, unwelcome, unhelpful emotions that hold us back. So let's take these few moments, ground yourself, back straight, close your eyes, settle into your breath, make contact with your chair, breathe in, breathe out. Sometimes in our practice, we either have one hand to our bellies or one hand to our heart. You can do both, hand to your belly and hand to your heart, or just to your heart. Breathe in, breathe out. Focus on your breath. Breathe in. As you breathe in, feel your lungs expand. Feel your belly expand. And breathe out. Feel your belly deflate. Breathe in. Breathe out. We are going to take 2 more deep breaths. Breathe in through the nose. And breathe out through the mouth. As you are breathing in the good air, check in with your body. Are there any parts of your body that need attention, like maybe a stiff shoulder or an itch on your foot? Direct your breath, clear it out. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's do one more cleansing breath. Breathe in. Feel that good air permeate your body. Breathe out. With hands to your belly, you may repeat after me. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be a maker of peace. And may I be the best that I can be. Open your eyes. Bring that peace with you for the rest of the day. Without further ado, I guess we're going to start with Moda Ani. One of my joys has been to start the mornings with singing. Sadly, we haven't been able to do it for COVID, for, what do you call it? Aerosol reasons. But right now, let's belt it out, sing it loud, sing it proud. Moda Ani lefaneha.
Good morning, everyone. I have had the pleasure of knowing Mrs. Greenblatt for a very long time. I first met her when she brought her 2 girls, one at a time, to be students in the kindergarten, first Rachel and then Elise. Mrs. Greenblatt got to come on field trips with us, and it was really fun getting to know her and her family. When she was a teacher in the Gimel class at the ECE, again, I got to meet with her regularly to talk about the students that were her students that were then going to be my students in the kindergarten at Brandeis. I was really happy when she got to come to teach at Brandeis. Over the years, we have shared so many wonderful learning adventures together. We've gone to incredible teacher conferences learning more about Reggio Emilia, about the constructivist philosophy, and we even got to spend a whole week at Opal School in Portland learning more about project-based learning. Each time we traveled together, we stayed up way, way late into the night talking about all of the things that we'd learned about during the day. When we returned from Opal School, we created a kindergarten first grade story workshop program where we, once a week, all got to meet together and work in both the kindergarten and the first grade, working on self-chosen projects that were then going to be used as the basis for some great story writing. I want to wish Mrs. Greenblatt wonderful new beginnings in her retirement. I hope that I'm going to be able to continue taking hikes with her and sharing meals with her. And I know that she is especially going to love being able to spend more time with Fiona, her new granddaughter, and I can't wait to meet her. Good luck. Many best wishes, Angeline. You will be very missed.
So I remember the first time that we brought Matovu into Tefillah. This was many, many years ago. The first time that I heard it was at Camp Tawanga. And then I suggested to Jesse at the time, Jesse, we got to do this. And now it's just a part of our everyday, which is great. Matovu, it's the morning. Matovu, bless us this morning. Oh, hale, let us enter Yaakov, our heritage. Mishkenoteha, we are searching. Will you show us Yisrael? We are Yisrael, born to sing you praises in your holy, holy spaces. Matovu, bless this morning. Matovu, Matovu, oh, halayik, Sarah Mishkenotayik. Born to sing your praises in your holy, holy spaces. Matovu, bless this morning. Matovu.
Dear Angeline, your insight and experience with teaching has helped me become a better teacher. Your dedication and enthusiasm was always evident when discussing subjects of Hebrew and Jewish studies. I was so happy to work alongside and productively collaborate for a few years. After many years of hard work, you can relax and enjoy yourself. I wish you a happy and fulfilling retirement. Love, Alice.
All right, together we join in singing Hallelujah.
My favorite part about Mrs. Greenblatt is that she helps solve our problems. One of my special memories about Mrs. Greenblatt is she's always so confident in us. My favorite thing about Miss Greenblatt is that she comes and helps us and explains what our problem is. One special memory of Miss Greenblatt is when we were doing prototypes and my team was struggling and Miss Greenblatt helped us.
My favorite part about having Miss Greenblatt as a teacher is that she is helping me in math, and she never gives up. Favorite part about having Mrs. Greenblatt as a teacher is when she helps us when we are hurt. One of my memories of Mrs. Greenblatt are when she made us pancakes in first grade.
Why I like Miss Greenblatt because she helps me with my work. Miss Greenblatt is so special because she keeps pushing us until we get things through.
Miss Greenblatt is kind and respectful. She pushes us to learn new stuff. She is a great teacher. Miss Greenblatt teaching us. Mrs. Greenblatt, thank you for being nice, too. And thank you for everything. Done.
My favorite part about Mrs. Greenblatt is that she is so generous and nice and never gives up. My favorite memory about Mrs. Greenblatt is that she always tells us that we should never give up.
One thing that I like about Miss Greenblatt is that she helps people like me and everyone in the class, and she reinforces us to be better. But one memory is when she made cupcakes for our birthday. That's bye.
Mrs. Greenblatt helps us with math, science, and writer's workshop.
The favorite part about having Mrs. Greenblatt as my teacher is that she is very sweet, kind, and that she always helps us.
My favorite part about Miss Greenblatt is that she always pushes us to try harder, and she helps us find our strengths. She also helps us solve all of our problems.
Together we rise and sing the Baruch Hu. You may be seated, and we will sing the Shema. Together we chant the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha Hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvlechtecha v'derech, uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha.
Angeline, congratulations on your teaching career. It's been a pleasure knowing you my entire life. Wish I had you as a teacher myself, but definitely have fond memories even before school. Going to your house, muffins, that was always very fun and exciting. So thank you so much.
I hope you have a great and fun retirement. You were an amazing teacher. I loved having you as my teacher personally, and I bet a lot of other people loved having you as their teacher. I also think you are an amazing tutor. I love riding my bike to your house every day, and you gave me food, and we learned, and I felt like I learned a lot as a person and as a student from you.
Hi, Angeline. I hope you enjoy your retirement, and I hope you get to spend a lot more time with Fiona. I also really appreciate it when you let me come into your class for the day. It was really fun meeting all your students.
Angeline, we can't possibly thank you enough for everything that you've done for us in our lives, from being and having Elise and Rachel be Pace and Jordy's first babysitters, to being an amazing colleague at school and just showing everyone around you so much love and support, and taking the time not to just teach your students but get to know them on their level and who they are as human beings. So much love for you. Love blueberry muffins. Love Fiona even more. Enjoy your retirement. Love you, Angeline.
Together we join in singing Mi Chamocha. O mi chamocha, ba'elim Adonai. O mi chamocha, kedar b'kodesh. O nora tehilot, O sefer lev. O nora tehilot, O sefer lev. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? Is all I ever had. Redemption songs, songs of freedom. Redemption songs.
Dear Angeline, I can't believe it. You're retiring. I'm so honored to join all of Brandeis Marin community and being invited to wish you a wonderful new beginning to this chapter of yours. I'm honored to hire you. I was honored that you taught my son not once, but twice, both at ECE as well as in first grade. We're indebted to you. You are one of those educators that sees every child for who they are. You look for that special light in each and every child, and you make sure to ignite each one of those lights, that soul that's always burning. So thank you for everything. You're one incredible educator, and I hear that you have a grandchild, which I'm sure they're going to be quite lucky to have you as the caretaker, if I understand correctly. Mazal tov to the rest of the community. Miss everybody that does know me, and hello to those who don't know me. It's been an honor to be part of Brandeis Marin for 8 years and still have friends in the community. So Mazal tov to you, Angeline, to the rest of you in the community, wishing you all the best. Bye.
Boker Tov, everybody. Just kidding.
Boker Tov, Boker Tov.
Toda rabah. Before we start, before we do the Amidah, which is a blessing that really looks at our ancestors and looks at what's really important to us and allows us to give thanks and gratitude, I think, and also to understand that these people really shaped who we are as a people today. I can't think of a better blessing to to have kavanah for Angeline right now as someone who really is someone who created Brandeis in a way that we have it today. It would not be the same without you.
Definitely wouldn't.
And you've added so much to our teaching. I don't think I know as much about mindfulness as I could without you. We love you. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, Amidah, Amud 56.
Page 56.
Okay. Adonai
sefata tiftach ofila kitehilatecha.
Oh Lord, open up my lips and my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Leah, El Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekone Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imot, Umevi Goel Libnei B'neihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham U'Poked Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechei Meitiv Atah, Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechei Meitim Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umechayem Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha B'Gevurot, Umidom Melach, Melech Meimid, Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Atah Lechayot Metim, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye HaMetim, Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzvaot, Milo Kol Haaretz Kivodo. Baruch Kavod Adonai Min Komo. Together. Yimloch Adonai Leolam, Elohai Tzion, Ledor Vador. Hallelujah. We love you, Angeline.
Yeah.
Together we sing Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael. Oseh Shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh Shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael.
What did you collect for the 100th day of school when you were in first grade?
I collected 100 rubber bands on the 100th day of school. I made hats and we had a fair. I collected 100 leaves for my poster. I can't remember what I collected on the 100th day of school.
Why? It was a long time ago. Yeah.
In first grade, I think that I did for my 100th project, I think that I did 100 Pokemon cards. I collected 100 squares. I collected 100 rocks for the 100th day of school. I collected cards for my 100th day project in first grade. I collected Legos for my 100-day project. I collected 100 sticks for the 100-day project. Time ago, I can't remember. I made a house and 100 balloons were attached to it. That's what I made for the 100-day project. I collected 100 pennies. I collected 100 popsicle sticks.
For my 100th day, I collected 100 basketball stickers.
I collected 100 fuse beads for my 100th day project in first grade.
I collected Cheerios for my 100th day of school.
I collected 100 heart stickers.
I collected 100 shells.
I collected 100 grains of rice, but that was in a different school.
I collected pins.
I collected 100 Cheerios.
I wrote a 100-word story about elephants at a tea party.
I collected 100 pictures. I collected 100 Lego bricks.
I collected 100 Fruit Loops. I collected 100 Legos.
I collected pennies.
I think I collected 100 blocks.
Together we rise and sing Hatikva.
Hello, here's Fiona. Okay, I'm Rachel Duffy, and for those of you who I haven't met yet, I'm the second grade general studies teacher, and I haven't been around recently because for the past 6.5 months, I've been home with my new baby girl, Fiona. Here, let me give her away. Okay. There are a few unique things about me being a teacher here. I was a student here from kindergarten through 8th grade. Some of my colleagues are my former teachers, and one very special colleague, Angeline Greenblatt, happens to be my mother. For the past 5.5 years, I've had the honor of working alongside my mom. I'm not sure everyone would agree that working with their mom is amazing, but I think there is nothing better. I was able to watch firsthand at how my mom runs her classroom, encourages her students, and how she pushes herself to grow and learn as a teacher. It's safe to say that my mom is one of the biggest reasons I became a teacher. It's not because of her flat out saying, Rachel, you should be a teacher, but it's because of growing up closely observing her passion and excitement about her job. I remember always arriving to campus early. At the time I was a student here, my mom was the Gimel teacher over at the ECE. So my sister and I spent our early mornings in her classroom. We were there while she set up, and I do believe we were also around for early arrivals. When it was time for us to head to school, we walked through the JCC to meet our friends and head to class. I loved our routine. It felt nice to have some quiet time in my mom's classroom before school to get myself ready for the day. I also have strong memories of tagging along while my mom ran errands to gather supplies for her lessons. I can't even tell you how many trips to Craig's warehouse we did so she could construct her plague boxes for Passover. I remember helping her fill the boxes with plastic critters and tiny babies, with bubble wrap and film canisters of red liquid. Over the years, I watched as my mom welcomed new groups of students and how she always did her best to make sure each child had a wonderful and meaningful experience. For those of you who don't know, my mom emigrated here from the Philippines when she was in her early 20s. She married my dad a few years later, became a mom, and gradually made her way into the world of education. She began as a teaching assistant, then when she studied for her teaching credential, became a classroom teacher, and she earned a master's degree in human development and early childhood education from Pacific Oaks. Even after all of that, she never stopped studying. She constantly attended professional development workshops, brought mindfulness to Brandeis, was an early adopter of certain social emotional curriculum and technology. My mom was creating and sending blogs to her students' parents before many even knew what blogging was. My mom has consistently gone above and beyond what was expected. She's certainly an inspiration and has been a valuable part of this community. She brings her passion of education to school and her passion and love of music. She always had her guitar or ukulele nearby to sing with her class or lead Tefillah. Working with my mom has been an experience I'm having a hard time finding the words for. I have loved every minute of being in the same teaching environment. It has been particularly fun to teach her former students. Brandeis is a nurturing environment and a comfortable place for me to be myself, and I was never shy about calling her my mom to the kids. I wish that we could all see a show of hands today, but raise your hand if I ever said to you, go ask my mom if we can borrow a marker, or go give my mom this note. It's also especially fun to watch a student who joined after first grade to discover my relationship to Mrs. Greenblatt. I've been working on a little surprise. With the help of several colleagues and many students, I'm putting together a memory book. The kids wrote messages and anecdotes about my mom and their time in her class. However, the holiday mail, not so reliable, so I'm waiting for the supplies to arrive, but I have all of the information here to bind the book. This really feels like an end of an era. Not only will I miss having my mom as my brilliant colleague to learn from, but I will also miss the little things. I will miss waiting for each other at the end of the day so we can walk to our cars together. I will miss, I'm getting emotional. I will miss taking turns bringing lunch. I will miss having a built-in buddy to attend workshops. I will miss saving each other's seats at faculty meetings. And I will miss having quiet time in my mom's classroom before the school day, just like when I was a kid. But even though we will no longer be working together, she will never stop being my mentor and one of my greatest friends. I know that I would not be the person I am today without my mom being by my side. I would not be the teacher I am, nor the mom I am, without her guidance, unwavering support, and unconditional love. Happy retirement, Mommy. I love you.
Bye-bye, butterfly. Be sweet, parakeet.
Be sweet, parakeet.
Blow a kiss, jellyfish.
Blow a kiss, jellyfish.
Give a hug, ladybug.
Give a hug, ladybug.
Take care, polar bear.
Take care, polar bear.
See you soon, raccoon.
See you soon, raccoon.
So long, King Kong.
So long, King Kong.
Bye-bye, black fly.
Bye, black fly.
See you later, alligator.
See you later, alligator.
In a wild crocodile.
In a wild crocodile.
Don't be slow.
Don't be slow.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Out that door.
Out that door.
There's no more.
There's no more.
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Angeline, this is your time. If you have a few words to share.
Oh, I have a book. No, just kidding. I can't, it's so hard to follow my daughter's lovely farewell. I do have a list of people I would like to thank. I mean, first and foremost, I would like to thank my directors, the principals, who were so instrumental in bringing me to early childhood and to Brandeis. I'm not sure if Janet Harris is here, but Janet, from that first time that she sent us to Israel, I was hooked. I was completely hooked on Jewish education, and that has formed me into who I am right now. Hamutal, thank you so much for hiring me. And I would not have wanted a better way of finishing my career as an educator in such a wonderful place with colleagues and incredible professional development opportunities. Thank you. Thank you so much. From that small conversation we had when I was in Gimel, it led to an interview and to being hired. So thank you so much. My PD pals, I have to thank my PD pals, or also I would not have had such a rich experience with fun and Reggio and learning in the brain. So, continue to grow. It has nourished me and kept me going all these years. For all my colleagues for the morning, for teaching me to be a better teacher and helping me along, and giving me encouragement and making teaching fun. More than just a job, it has become a way of living and life's work. I would also like to thank two more groups of people, very important ones. Students and your families, thank you for doing your best. Thank you for sharing your heart, your compassion, and your humor. And parents, thank you for your partnership for all that we do for your students. Without your partnership, it wouldn't be as meaningful a relationship. Thank you so much, especially when we navigate the hard stuff. The kids know what I mean. And to my family, thank you so much for all those endless trips to Craig's warehouse and, all those before Amazon, going to buy extra books and resources and Home Depot and all those extra projects that mommy always had to do. Thank you so much. And thank you to my husband for supporting me in all of this. Having all the stuff all over the house, in the kids' rooms, in the office, on the living room floor. Thank you very much, my family. And I am very grateful for all my colleagues. Thank you so much. And my daughter. And it is a wonderful way of finishing my Brandeis tenure. Thank you, sweetheart. It has been a pleasure. And thank you, everyone. I look forward to being a full-time grandma, and may I just make a suggestion that was already made a long time ago. Yehoshua ben Parakia said, make a teacher for yourself, acquire a friend, and judge everyone favorably. You guys, let's move on and let's be a maker of peace, especially in these times. Thank you so much for everything. And I love you all. I will see you on Monday when we come back to school. Bye.
I'm really not sure I should be the one closing out this tefillah after this incredible outpouring of love, support, recognition, and acknowledgement of your incredible impact, Angeline. I think, the educators on the tefillah will perhaps resonate with what I'm about to say. A lot of us, went into education because we sought to impact the lives of other people. And your career, Angeline, has certainly done that. You have demonstrated that commitment to impact, and you have had that impact. And I want to, in honoring you, Angeline, I want to take us for a moment into something that you just said, which may feel a bit far afield from the outpouring of love and appreciation for you. But if the community will bear with me, you just said, Angeline, that you expressed appreciation for the efforts of your students, families, and I assume colleagues as well, to navigate the hard stuff. And this is where education becomes, I think, most meaningful, but also sometimes most difficult and uncomfortable, navigating the hard stuff. And I am mindful in this moment, as much as this celebration of your career has been a welcome distraction from the events in our country, I can't help but be reminded that on a daily, when we gather for Tefillah, we often sing the Star Spangled Banner. And Angeline, you have taught us in so many ways to lift up our voices. And yesterday was a difficult and dark day in our nation's history. And I know that all of us are yearning for the success of the American government in fulfilling its highest ideals, to protect its citizens from threats, whether they come from inside our country or from outside, and also to strengthen the bonds of liberty and justice. The ideals to enact fair treatment under the law for everyone, and to expand welfare for all those who live within the capacity of the American government. The Jewish people have prayed for the American government since before the Declaration of Independence. I don't know if you all know that. And today, I think we all lift our voices with greater intensity to pray for this country. We pray that the vision of the Hebrew prophets, that the redemptive power of justice and relief for the poor and welcome for the marginal, for protection of the oppressed and care for the sick will be realized in our days. And we pray likewise that the vision of the Constitution of a more perfect union will be brought about. I want to ask everyone for a moment to turn on your screens, and maybe whoever's running this, if you could just take the spotlight off of me for a second and put your screens on gallery view, and if everyone could please turn your screen on. I know many of you have your screens off, but let's, Angeline, just take a moment and scroll through these pages of faces. Look at all of the students here. Look at the whole community gathered. The Amidah, this is your influence. This is your legacy, Angeline, and it is just a drop in the bucket of all the years that you have taught, impacted, shaped, and nurtured the minds of our country's future. I was glad that we took the time to say the Amidah this morning because, this is the central prayer of the Jewish tradition. And it contains 19 blessings. And in the very middle of those 19 blessings, there are 13 blessings that ask for, that our material, our physical needs would be met. 6 of them ask for our personal needs. 6 of them ask for our national needs, our needs as a country and as a people. And then the last one, the 13th, is sort of an all-inclusive blessing, Shomea Tefillah, that all of our prayers would be heard. But the first of those 13 blessings asks for wisdom. Ata chonen le'adam da'at umlamed le'enosh bina. Chonen meitcha de'a bina v'yaskel baruch ata Adonai chonen hada'at. Which translates as, you graciously endow us with intelligence, teaching wisdom and understanding. Grant us knowledge, discernment, and wisdom. Praised are you, Adonai, who graciously grants intelligence. As human beings, we're endowed with the capacity for wisdom and understanding, intelligence, empathy, and compassion. And teachers, like parents, are uniquely tasked with training, developing, strengthening, and nurturing this capacity. We all know that our teachers are heroes, and Angeline stands as a model for models, a role model for teachers. Mrs. Greenblatt has taught so many people over her career. I don't know how many of you know this, but she is among the first to arrive at school each day. We know that she has woven together mindfulness, music, art, design thinking, infusing the classroom with project-based learning and opportunities to make math, and science and literature and language real. Just think about all those students just in a snippet today who remembered their 100-day projects in your class. And that's just the beginning, because as the first grade teacher, Angeline, you unlocked the joy and the power of reading and exploring the world of ideas for students. As so many have attested today, Angeline, you are a lifelong learner, always the first to jump at an opportunity to engage in professional development and learning a new skill. You brought technology into our school and so many other gifts. So even though today we say goodbye, we know that it's not really goodbye, because the lessons that we have learned in your presence, in your classroom, in our conversations with you, in Tefillah, and in community with you will stay with us always. And so in that way, we don't say goodbye, because you will be with us. That is your legacy. And so we say, as you head off into retirement and this next chapter, we say farewell to you, Angeline, our teacher. And we offer, now I'm getting a little choked up. And we offer you this blessing. As you have blessed us, so too we bless you. May you, Angeline, be blessed and strengthened as you have blessed and strengthened your students. May you have peace, grace, kindness, mercy, long life and good health, and everything you need. And we will walk our days remembering your words to us. May we be happy, may we be healthy, and may we be makers of peace. Thank you, Angeline, and blessings to all.
Farewell, Angelina, the bells of the crown are being stolen by bandits. I must follow the sound. The triangle tingles and the trumpets play slow. But farewell, Angelina, the sky is on fire and I must go.